All right, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Shamak. I want to first start by giving all the glory, if and the praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to our teachers at Great Millstone, who teach with well and overseas tabernacle of David. And shalom to sincere believers out there, Akim and Akwafim. All right, brothers and sisters. All right. And I just want to come to a lesson on that, these nations, outside, of course, that meaning the heathen, okay, these nations outside of Black, Spanish, and Native Americans, will bow, okay? These nations will bow, man. All right, so let me get just hop straight into it with the precept, and I'm going to read it. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. It reads, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end." See, that's what it's all about, man. Us. That's why I said, "Hey, shalom to the sincere believers." It's all about overcoming. And overcoming what, man? Overcoming these demons, overcoming, the vexations of the world, overcoming obstacles, put in by Satan, and also obstacles put by the Lord. Ultimately, this is all His movie. But hey, keeping the works unto the end. Lakataza to the end. All right, so hey, finish. We gotta finish, and finish in the Hebrew is Gamar. Okay, it says to him will I give power over the nations. All right, so the whole thing reads verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. See, we trying to have true dominion on earth, man. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we're hoping for. True dominion or power on the earth over the nations. We're going to rule on the earth, man. Let me get another precept real quick. It's to prove that point. This is Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. All right. It says, "And has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth." Okay. So heaven on earth. Heaven is going to be that ruling, and heaven is going to rulership on earth. We're going to rule over these other nations on earth, over the Africans, over the Chinese, over the East Indians, over the Japanese, over the Arabs, over the so-called white man. Let me say that one again. Over the so-called white man. All right, you Edomites. Okay, all you nations will bow, man. Okay. Hey, this rulership is going to take place on earth, and he that overcometh, man, and that's, of course, are the predestined for the elect. 144,000 sincere believers are going to rule, man. That's going to be that next governing king, that next government in the kingdom, man, and that government is going to last forever. So let that sink in. All right, but I want to get an account, that's brought out a few times. I thought about it a few times. Well, of course, with David and Goliath. All right, and this will show you that Goliath was of another nation. It was a Philistine, and David, of course, was an Israelite. All right. So this is just hop right into it. I'm about to read it. So this is 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 36. It says, "Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear." See, of course, referring to David. Okay, Dawad in Hebrew. David in Hebrew is Dawad, which means beloved. All right. So is this not the house of David? This is the Lord is dealing with the tabernacle of David, man. Okay. The Spirit has to let you know. Of course, the Spirit of discernment has to let you know who's the Lord dealing with, man. That's an important factor. And maintain the truth, man. You have to understand who's the Lord, which teachers the Lord is dealing with, and which group of men. Simple as that. All right, this is that was a side note. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna read verse 36 again. It says, "Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he have defied the armies of the living power." David said, "Moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine." And Saul said unto David, "Go, and the Lord be with thee." All right, so David just like, man, if he delivered me out of a bear and a lion, man, he gonna deliver me out of this Philistine. That's basically what David's saying. Okay, so I'm gonna go on down further in the chapter. I'm I'm gonna go down to verse 42. All right, I'm gonna just read on down till I see, till I see where it's seems fit to stop. Okay, so this is 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 42. All right, so Goliath. And everybody understands the story. But I'm just bringing it out. Just to go through it and let the spirit take over and let the thoughts reign over the lesson. All right, so this is 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 42. All right, so it said, and it reads, and when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance. See, and it's that's just like these people out here. They're carnal as hell. So was Goliath. Goliath so too focused on the damn appearance and not focused on the spirit. Well, he couldn't focus on the spirit because the Lord ain't dealing with these other nations, man. That's another point. The Lord is not dealing with these other nations, man. These scriptures are not for these other nations. All right, this truth is not for these other nations. The name is not for these other nations. Nothing's for these other nations, man. All right, straight up, man. All right, this world was made for the Israelites' sake. All right, let me read that real quick. Let me read it. Let me get that real quick. All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 10. And I said, "Is it so, Lord?" Then said he unto me, "Even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world." Point at verse 11, because for their sakes I made the world. Okay, let that sink in, man. For their sakes I made the world. With 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 10. Okay, so that shows you that we're not even supposed to be working on damn 40 plus hours a week, paying hella taxes, but that's the Lord's movie. That's what he said. It's part of those curses. We had to go into these curses because we disobeyed the Lord, pertaining to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. All right. So let's go back to 1 Samuel chapter 17. All right. And I'm going to go to verse 43. I'm going to go to the next verse. After Goliath, the Philistine, was looking at David like, man, this is a young man. He in his youth. He probably ain't got no full beard. A fair countenance. He looking young, Come on, man. This is verse 43. And he says, and the Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog that cometh to me with staffs? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. So, Philistine depending on his praying to his gods, his false idols. It's not true power. You'll see what the true power is in this account. Because this is a deliverance account, which is, and that's what's going to bring these other nations to bow, man. And truly understand and magnify Yahweh Shem Yahshua's name and understand that there's one true power. They'll see, man, these accounts are beautiful, and they put you in a raw spirit, really, because it's really, man, forget these other nations, man. Well, we use wisdom in our daily walk, all right? So this is 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 44. And the Philistine said unto David, Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. Verse 45. So Goliath talking that cash money shit, man. He talking cash money to David. All right. But little does he know. Verse 45. Then said David to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the power of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. Okay. So, David looking at him like, man, you got a shield, spear, sword, you got everything, and you bigger than me. But I come to you in the name of the Lord, man. And that's truly David showing his faith, man. That's David showing his faith. And that's how the Lord's gonna do us, man. He's not gonna need a lot of us. He's gonna show his power in the very few, man. And ultimately, he's elect. And elect in Hebrew is Bacharyim. All right, Bacharyim. All right, election. Bachayar is elect. All right, he's going to show us the power in his elect. All right, we just got to tap into that potential as the bishop went into last week. All right, we just got to tap into it, and we're gonna have to be put in situations as such, for our faith and for the Lord to show His power. We're gonna be put in some tight situations, but we gotta just keep the faith at the end of the day. That's why we read these accounts, to keep the faith at the end of the day. All right. So verse 46, this day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee and take thy head from thee, and I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a power in Israel. See, and I'm relaying this account to what's about to come in these last days. All the earth is going to know there's a power in the Black Spanish Native Americans that we've been preaching about, and of course and how our teacher before has been preaching about for years, for decades, several decades, not a couple, several, man. All right. So verse 47, it's the David's letting them know, man, I'm gonna smite you and give your flesh to the fowls of the air and the wild beasts of the earth. All right. So this 47. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands. See, and David just had to mention that, we are his battle axe, man. We gotta, and that's pertaining to Jeremiah 51:20. I want to say, okay, Israel his battle axe. We just got to be meat for the master's use, And let me get a precept real quick just to back up David and his point. All right. This is Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. See, wisdom is better than weapons of war. Who came with the wisdom and who came with the weapons of war? Goliath came with the weapons of war, and who came with the wisdom? David. Because what? David had wisdom because what he said, hey, the name of the Lord is going to deliver me, man. While you coming in here with a shield, you coming in here with a spear and a sword, you got your size, you got your little fake confidence, But hey, King David, man, had what? Faith. He had faith, man. All right, he didn't go off the carnal appearance because everybody else was, because that's what they brought David in for anyway. Because everybody else was afraid as hell. Afraid, man. His size was hell, but Goliath was a big man. All right. So back to verse 47. I'm reading the next verse, 48. It says, and it came to pass that when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, and that David hastened and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine. So they run up at each other. This time now ding ding ding. They run up, get done up, man. All right. Run up and get done up. All right. So verse 49. And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead. That stone sunk in his forehead and he fell upon his face to the earth. See, he just threw one stone, man. Took his ass out like that. Snap a finger on the forehead, right on the dot. Because the Lord put the spirit on that stone, man. After David threw it. That's spiritual power. Spiritual power, bro. That's all it took. Verse 50. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone. And smote the Philistine, slew him, but there was no sword in the hand of David. See, David didn't have no sword. He had a couple stones, and that's about it. That's all he had. That's all he put in his bag early in the chapter. I think he put about 5 stones in the bag. All right, and I think he was with Saul or somebody. All right. Verse 51, therefore David ran, stood upon the Philistine, took his sword, and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. See? They saw their champion was dead, and they fled, man. That's like these heathens, which we know is not going to happen. It couldn't happen. But that's like these heathens, because they're going to attempt to fight Yahweh Shai. They're going to attempt to fight Yahweh Shai in heaven. That's why it says in Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, that there be war in heaven. They're going to try to fight Yahweh Shai. But we ultimately know that heathen cannot beat Yahweh Shai. But that's like them beating Yahweh Shai, man. He's our king, man. That'll cause us to flee. But it can't happen. I'm just putting that out there for an example. Okay? But it won't happen. All right? Simple as that. You nations are going to bow, man. All right? You're going to bow. Simple as that. And you're going to know, the name Yahweh Bashim Shai in all the earth. All right? Let me see if I want to end off with a scripture in Joel. Joel chapter 2. Yeah. This it. Let me get Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And this used to be my favorite scripture. And it says, this is Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. Let me read that one more time. Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power, and none else. See? None else. He's in the midst of Israel. He's the Lord our power, and what? None else. No other nation's power, man. That's why the Philistine had to call on his gods. Goliath had to call on his gods. Because Yahweh Shai ain't for him, man. He's dealing with David. He's dealing with the house of Israel only. It says that my people shall never be ashamed. Why is it possessive? Why are those possessive pronouns right there? My people, his gods, my gods. Come on, man. He says my people shall never be ashamed. We won't be ashamed, man. Because these other Yahweh Shai is gonna have these other nations gonna bow to Yahweh Shai, and they're gonna bow to us through him to magnify Yahweh Shai, to magnify the Lord and the Son. All right, that's what's about to happen. You know, we just gotta be able to tap into it, like the bishop mentioned. You know, the bishop talks while I'm here over Great Millstone, Atlanta. All right, we just gotta tap into it. Okay, we just gotta believe, you know. We just gotta take care of our business. We gotta make the sacrifice, you know, to receive our crown, our personal crowns, you know, to work out our own salvations. But those nations gonna bow regardless. Okay, prophecy is gonna be fulfilled regardless. All right, so, you know. I just wanted to touch on that topic and bring out that deliverance account, because these are accounts that we gonna, you know, the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. That's gonna keep us stable. What did David do when the armies came? You know, when Goliath came, hey, call on the name of the Lord, man. Have faith, you know, and the Lord's gonna put the Spirit on you to put forth whatever act or action that is to get us out of the situation. Or he's just going to do it himself. Spiritual power, teleporting us, you know. Whatever the case may be. But this is, you know, I'm just bringing it out for, you know, edification sake to build up a soul, man. To whomever, you know, the Lord seems fit for. Okay? So, you know, this is your brother Shamak, and I'm going to end off by giving all the glory and infinite praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach you well over the tabernacle of David. And shalom, peace, love, and safety to the hopefully elect and their families. So with that, I will say shalom. Abba, shalom.